thermal shock, as I mentioned before. Oops. I'm just going to apply. I look at it in the face like this. I point the mandrel at myself so that I can see exactly where that point falls and try to go directly across the bead from it. And I touch them together and I melt the glass apart in the flame. So now I've got these two anchor points, and everything else that I apply will go in between those 2 points. So these are sort of my guide points. These are my guide points. Okay. And then I'm applying glass in between those points. And now you can see that I have a ring of dots in the center of the bead. And now, to create a pattern on the rest of the surface, I go in between all those other dots. This can get time-consuming, but I really enjoy how meditative it can be, and repetitive. And when I make dot beads, I usually like to apply at least 5 layers of color on each spot. This takes quite a while. So now you can see that I've got half of the bead is covered in dots. And as I work, I try to keep the whole bead evenly heated, but not so hot that I'm melting in all the details, because I like to retain a texture with the surface. The more you heat the glass, the smoother it will become, because the more all of the details will melt. And I can apply dots to the other half of the bead. And that's a basic dot bead. And now, I put it into my kiln. I wait for it to be not glowing in any parts, because if I put it away while it's still hot, if the bead is too soft, it can take on an impression of the floor of the kiln in the glass. And the function of the kiln is to gradually escort the bead from the working temperature of the torch down to room temperature slowly. Annealing glass is a process in which it soaks in heat, and over a period of hours it ramps down to ambient temperature so that it doesn't cool down too quickly and crack. This also makes the glass more structurally stable, and it releases stress that's within the glass. If you have a question about how to make something, or a question about how I made something, feel free to ask. You can write to me at Jenine Bressner at... Yeah.